All right, so we're diving into Cenra API solutions today.
Yeah,
You sent over a bunch of internal documents,
I did.
and wow, I gotta say,
Mm-hmm.
it's a pretty fascinating look into,
Yeah,
how this company really ticks.
absolutely.
So I mean, anyone who's prepping to meet with them,
Mm-hmm.
think of them as a partner, or just,
Sure.
generally curious about how this whole
Right.
pharma manufacturing world works,
Yeah,
it's gonna be a good one.
definitely is. Just glancing through these documents,
Yeah.
the history alone is really something.
Yeah, it is.
How Senra's story is kind of woven into
Yeah.
the fabric of Taiwan's rise in the global pharma scene.
Yeah. And speaking of history,
Yeah.
1964, that's where it all began,
Yeah,
right?
right.
Becoming the first FDA-approved API manufacturer in Taiwan.
Wow.
That's a bold move right out the gate.
It is. That's not just history, that's a statement.
Yeah, and I mean, you don't see that kind of,
Yeah.
move from just any company. That suggests a certain, I don't know, foresight.
Mm-hmm. Almost like they could see what was coming.
Right.
The huge demand from, the U.S.,
Sure.
Europe,
Yeah.
Japan.
And those are some big markets.
Absolutely.
And it's interesting because those are the exact markets they
Yeah.
targeted later on for expansion.
Exactly.
But hold on, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Okay.
First, that $20 million investment in 97,
Right.
they weren't content to just stay put.
Yeah. No. It was a clear sign they wanted to grow
Mm-hmm.
strategically.
And then, bam,
Yeah.
U.S. sales office in 2010.
Boom. Right into the heart of the market.
Yeah, no messing around.
No messing around at all.
And less than 10 years later,
Yep.
they're listed on the stock market in 2010.
Wow.
It's almost like they had, I don't know, this
Mhm.
master plan all along,
It does seem that way, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But ambition without substance,
Right.
that's just what.
Yeah, it's all smoke and mirrors.
Exactly. So what is it that Senra does so well?
All right, lay it on me.
Their dual expertise.
Dual expertise.
That's where things get interesting.
Okay, so what's so special about that?
It's more than just a marketing term.
Hmm.
They're experts in both synthetic A&D biotech APIs.
Oh, okay.
Most companies choose one or the other,
Like picking a specialty, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
But Senra, they're like that doctor who's
Yeah.
equally skilled in surgery and internal medicine.
Oh, that's pretty rare.
It is.
So they're not putting all their eggs in one basket, right?
Right. They can adapt, serve a wider range of clients.
And if the market shifts, they're more resilient.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm starting to see why they're so successful.
Yeah, that adaptability is really key in this industry.
So let's talk about the people, the departments.
Yeah.
Because that 80% figure for employees with advanced degrees,
It jumps out, doesn't it?
it does.
That's a serious commitment to having top talent.
Yeah. And that 15% reinvestment of revenue in R&D every year.
Wow, that's not small potatoes.
No, it's not.
It shows they're thinking long term, right?
Yeah, it's not just about today's profits.
Right.
It's about, well, staying ahead of the curve.
Exactly. You can't afford to stand still in this business.
New discoveries all the time.
All the time.
And, I've noticed that peptide drug development seems to be a big focus for them.
And it's a smart move.
Mhm.
Peptides are like the precision instruments of pharmaceuticals.
Oh, interesting.
They can target very specific mechanisms in the body.
Wow.
It's incredibly promising for treating a whole range of diseases.
So that's where their dual expertise really comes into play, right?
Precisely. They're not limited to one approach.
They can use both synthetic and biotech methods
Right,
to
right.
develop those cutting-edge peptide drugs.
Exact. Yeah.
Okay, so they've got the brains, the technology.
Yeah.
But what about the actual products?
Well, when you think Cenra, you think about their flagship products, rapamycin, everolimus, and tacrolimus.
Immunosuppressants.
Exactly.
That's life-saving stuff, right?
Absolutely, especially in organ transplantation.
Yeah. It's incredible. Literally giving people a second chance at life.
Yeah.
So they're not just innovating, they're really impacting lives.
Yeah, and these drugs are used in some cancer treatments too.
Really?
Yeah, it shows their impact on global health is, well, it's multifaceted.
Okay, so it's not just one thing.
Right.
It's like they've got this ripple effect across different areas of medicine.
Well, exactly.
It's pretty impressive how they've managed to
Yeah.
create these flagship products that are so crucial in, well, such critical areas.
It speaks volumes about their expertise
Mhm.
and their dedication to, to tackling some
Yeah.
of the toughest challenges in healthcare.
Okay, so it's not just about the blockbusters.
Right.
They've got a diverse range,
Yeah.
right? small molecules to those peptides.
Absolutely. And they're not just creating their own medications either.
Oh, what else?
Yeah. They've got this whole CMO, CDMO services side to their business.
CMO, CDMO. Always forget what that stands for.
Contract manufacturing organization, and then you add development for CDMO.
Right.
Basically, they're helping other companies develop and manufacture their own meds.
Oh, interesting.
It's like, imagine a high-end tailor, you know?
Okay.
Cenra helps design and stitch together the perfect API suit.
For other companies.
Exactly.
So they're not just competing, they're collaborating.
Right. It shows a lot of confidence in their abilities.
Yeah, it's like they're saying, hey, we're so good, we'll even help you out.
Exactly.
Okay, so that's where their global reach comes in, right?
Right. Remember those DMF filings in over 50 countries?
Their pharmaceutical passports.
Exactly.
But what does it actually take to get a DMF?
It's not easy.
Yeah.
You need to prove your manufacturing processes, quality control, documentation.
Yeah.
They all meet that country's specific requirements.
Wow, it's got to be tough.
Oh, it's a rigorous process, believe me.
So for Cenra to have done that in over 50 countries.
It says a lot about their attention to detail.
Yeah, they're not messing around.
No, not at all.
They're playing on a global level.
Global.
And the sales figures prove it right.
75%
75% of their business from North America and Europe.
That's right. Those are some demanding markets.
Yeah.
They don't rest around either.
No, they don't.
So for Cenra to be so successful there.
Yeah, it speaks volumes about their quality and reliability.
Absolutely.
So we've got this picture of a company,
Yeah.
rich history, cutting-edge expertise, global reach, proven track record.
What about the future?
Yeah, that's the question, isn't it?
It is. And I think that EcoVadis bronze medal,
Okay.
that might give us a clue.
So they're in the top 35% for sustainability in their sector.
That's impressive, isn't it?
It is. It shows they're not just talking the talk, they're walking the walk.
And in today's world,
Yeah,
that matters more than ever.
absolutely. Consumers are demanding it.
Okay. Investors are rewarding it.
Yeah, it's the right thing to do.
It is
Good for business, good for the planet.
win-win.
Win-win, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's not just a side project,
Yeah.
this sustainability thing.
It's part of their DNA.
Okay, so before we get too philosophical here,
Right.
let's get into the specifics of Cenra's sustainability efforts.
Okay.
What are they actually doing?
Well, that's a great question, and it probably deserves its own deep dive.
Yeah, probably.
But for now, let's just say they're taking a holistic approach.
Okay.
Looking at everything from energy consumption and waste reduction to ethical sourcing, employee well-being.
So they're not just checking boxes.
No.
They're making it a core part of how they operate.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground. Their history, their organization,
Their expertise.
products, global reach, even sustainability.
It's a lot.
It is. What stands out most to you about Cenra?
You know, what fascinates me is how they've balanced tradition and innovation. This deep respect for their roots,
Yeah.
but they're not afraid to push boundaries.
To embrace new ideas.
Exactly.
That's probably what's kept them ahead of the curve for so long.
I think so.
They're not stuck in the past. They're constantly evolving.
Adapt and adapt.
adapting.
It's a valuable lesson for any company. Doesn't matter the industry.
Yeah.
You can't just rely on yesterday's successes.
Right. Got to keep looking ahead.
Anticipate change.
Embrace new ways of doing things.
It sounds like Cenra has mastered that.
They have, but I'm curious to hear more about
Yeah.
how they put this philosophy into practice.
Okay.
Like, what are some concrete examples of their innovative thinking?
Well, I think that's where their focus on specific departments and initiatives really comes in.
Okay, so we need to take a closer look at
Yeah.
how they structure their operations and approach these key challenges.
I think so.
All right, sounds like a plan.
Okay.
But we're going to have to save that for the next part of our deep dive. Stay tuned, folks. We'll be back soon to uncover even more about Cenra's inner workings.
I can't wait.
Me neither. All right, see you soon.
Sounds good. Picking up where we left off, it's really fascinating how Cenra's organizational structure kind of reflects that balance we were talking about between tradition and innovation.
Right.
You know, on one hand, they've got the classic divisions you'd expect.
Yeah.
R&D, production, sales, administration.
It's like the foundation of any successful company. Right?
Absolutely. It's, like you said, the pillars holding it all up.
But I bet there's more to it than meets the eye, especially with a company like Cenra.
Oh, absolutely. Each of those divisions is like its own mini ecosystem, you know?
Oh,
teaming with all these specialized departments that somehow they all work together seamlessly.
It's a well-oiled machine.
It really is.
So let's take R&D, for example.
Yeah.
We already touched on their commitment to research, but what's going on within R&D? What are the different departments?
Well, you've got departments for synthetic chemistry, biotechnology,
Okay.
analytical chemistry, production technology, and project management.
5 departments just within R&D.
That's right.
Wow, that's impressive.
It is. And they all work in concert.
So each one plays a crucial role.
Absolutely. The synthetic chemistry team, they're like the master chefs of the molecular world,
Okay.
developing and optimizing processes for creating those synthetic APIs.
Pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
Exactly. And then you've got the biotechnology team.
Right. Harnessing the power of nature.
Yes, creating APIs from living organisms.
Wow, so they've got both sides of the pharmaceutical coin covered.
They do. They're not limited by one approach, gives them a real edge.
I bet.
But it's not just about creating the APIs.
Right.
It's about ensuring that quality, that purity.
That's where the analytical chemistry department comes in.
You got it. They're the quality control specialists.
Right, the gatekeepers.
Making sure every batch meets the highest standards.
Absolutely crucial.
It is. They develop the methods, validate them to test the purity, potency,
Got to meet those strict regulations.
Exactly. It's meticulous but crucial. No compromises on quality.
Right, people's lives are at stake.
Exactly.
But then there's the challenge of taking those small-scale lab processes and scaling them up for mass production.
Right. That's production technology.
Right.
They're the bridge between research and manufacturing.
So how do they do that?
They figure out how to make those lab-tested processes work efficiently on a large scale.
Without sacrificing quality.
Exactly. Like translating a gourmet recipe into a mass-produced meal.
And it still has to taste good.
Exactly.
That's like a tough job.
It is. A delicate balance. You need scientific precision and industrial scale efficiency.
At the same time.
Yes. Every step of the way has to meet the highest standards, from raw materials to the finished product.
Wow.
And let's not forget project management.
Right, the conductors of the orchestra.
Keeping everyone on track,
Making sure everything's within budget.
Deadlines met.
Yeah.
It's vital, especially in a company like Cenra where innovation is everything.
You need a team that can handle all that.
Absolutely. Juggling projects, anticipating challenges, keeping things moving forward.
Okay, so we've got those 5 distinct departments within R&D.
We do.
All working together.
A well-coordinated team.
But it's not just about R&D, right?
No.
We've got those other 3 divisions. Production, sales, and administration.
That's right.
How do they all fit together?
Well, production is where the rubber meets the road,
Okay.
They take those meticulously developed processes from R&D and turn them into actual product.
So they're the ones actually making the APIs.
Exactly. Ensuring they meet those quality standards.
Yeah, making sure they're ready for distribution.
It's complex, multiple stages. Synthesis, purification, formulation, packaging.
Wow.
Each step has to be flawless.
To maintain the integrity of the final product.
Absolutely. It's like a finely tuned assembly line.
Each worker playing a crucial role.
And then you have the sales team.
Right. Getting those APIs into the hands of customers.
Worldwide. They're the rainmakers.
Building relationships.
Negotiating contracts, driving revenue.
They have to understand so much.
They do.
Different markets, regulations.
Communicating the value of Cenra's products.
It's a lot.
It is. They're the face of Cenra to the world.
Shaping the company's reputation.
Absolutely.
And then we have administration.
Ah, yes, the unsung heroes.
One's keeping things running smoothly behind the scenes.
The backbone of the organization.
Handling everything from finance and HR to legal and IT.
Exactly. They make sure the company has the resources, the support it needs.
It's easy to overlook their contributions.
It is.
But without them, the whole operation falls apart.
They're the oil that keeps the machine running.
So we've got these 4 interconnected divisions.
Yeah.
R&D, production, sales, and administration.
Each with their specialized departments.
Team.
All working together.
It's impressive.
It really is. Like a symphony orchestra, each section contributing.
To create a harmonious whole.
Exactly. That's what makes Cenra so effective.
Not just individual brilliance, but collective effort.
Collaboration.
And division.
It all comes down to their leadership and culture.
Yeah.
They've created an environment where people feel empowered, inspired to do their best.
And it shows in their success.
Absolutely.
Consistently delivering high-quality products.
Expanding into new markets.
Staying at the forefront of innovation.
It's quite a story.
It is. But I'm curious about their product portfolio
Okay.
and how it's evolved over time.
Yeah.
What are some of their key offerings?
Well, it all goes back to those flagship products. Rapamycin, everolimus, tacrolimus.
Yeah.
They're more than just blockbuster drugs.
They're symbols of Cenra's commitment to, well, to innovation,
Yeah,
global health.
absolutely.
Okay, so let's delve deeper into these flagship products.
Right.
What makes them so special?
Well, for starters, they're all immunosuppressants.
Okay.
They play a crucial role in preventing organ rejection.
Right, like after a transplant.
Exactly.
Think about the impact that's had.
Huge.
It's giving countless people a second chance.
It really has.
It's amazing. It's not just about creating a drug.
No.
It's about transforming lives.
You got it.
And they're used in cancer treatments too, right?
Yes, some of them.
So they're versatile, broad
They're
applications.
tackling multiple challenges in healthcare.
It sounds like they focused on developing products
No,
with real potential to make a difference.
that was the goal.
And these flagship products have paved the way for a wider portfolio, right?
They have.
Small molecules, peptides, and you mentioned biosimilars before.
I did. Biosimilars are like,
Yeah, remind me what those are.
essentially, they're generic versions of biologic drugs,
Okay.
which are complex medications. They come from living organisms.
So it's like the generic drug concept, but for these more complicated meds
Exactly. And it's a growing part of the market.
as patents expire,
Right. So Cenra is in a good position to capitalize on that,
leveraging their expertise in biotechnology.
to develop and manufacture these biosimilars.
Okay, so they're not just following trends.
No.
They're anticipating them.
Adapting their strategy.
And that's how they stay ahead of the curve.
I think so.
All right, so we've got a clear picture of their portfolio.
Yeah.
From those life-saving immunosuppressants to those biosimilars. But how do they actually get these products to patients worldwide?
Global marketing and sales.
Right.
They've got a strong presence in North America and Europe, building relationships with healthcare providers, distributors.
Regulatory agencies.
Exactly.
And those DMFs we talked about, those are key, right?
Oh, absolutely.
To navigate all those regulations.
And gain access to new markets.
It's like having a passport.
Right. For your medications.
Cenra has a whole collection.
They do. It lets them reach patients all over the world.
That's amazing. It shows their dedication to global health.
They're not just focused on one region.
Right. They're trying to make a difference everywhere.
And the sales figures reflect that
Yeah.
75% of their business coming from North America and Europe.
Yeah, those are tough markets.
Highly competitive, rigorous quality standards.
So for Cenra to be so successful there,
It says a lot.
it does. They must be doing something right.
High quality products, competitive prices, great customer service.
And their reputation for reliability,
Absolutely.
plus their commitment to sustainability.
That EcoVadis bronze medal.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
It is. Consumers and investors want companies that share their values.
Yeah. And Cenra's doing that.
Absolutely.
So it's not just about doing the right thing.
No.
It's good business.
It's another way they're thinking long term.
Building a sustainable business for the future.
Exactly. Not just chasing short-term profits.
They're investing in a future where success goes hand in hand with environmental and social responsibility.
They are.
This has been fascinating, this deep dive into Cenra.
It has.
We've seen how their organization, their portfolio,
Yeah.
global reach, sustainability efforts all come together.
Creating a company that's not just successful, but making a real difference.
It's inspiring.
It really is. It
Yeah.
shows how a company can balance profit with purpose.
Innovation with tradition.
Global reach with local impact.
But before we get too carried away here, let's step back and consider some of the potential challenges and opportunities for Cenra in the future.
What are some of the key trends and disruptions that could impact them?
That's a great question. And it leads us into a discussion of the evolving
Yeah.
pharmaceutical landscape.
The forces shaping the industry's future.
Sounds like we've got a whole new set of questions to explore.
We do.
But for now, we'll have to leave it there.
Okay.
Stay tuned, folks. We'll be back soon to delve deeper into
Yeah.
the challenges and opportunities facing Cenra
Exciting.
and the pharmaceutical industry as a whole. Welcome back to our deep dive into Cenra API solutions.
They're great to be back.
We've uncovered a lot about Cenra so far, from their beginnings in Taiwan to their global reach and their commitment to sustainability.
They've really made a name for themselves.
They have. And, you know, it's fascinating how they've managed to,
Yeah.
navigate this ever-changing pharmaceutical landscape.
Right. It's not an easy industry to stay ahead in.
No, it's not. But they seem to be doing it.
They are, but it makes you wonder, what are they up against? What are the biggest challenges and opportunities ahead for a company like Cenra?
Well, the pharmaceutical industry is always changing, right?
Always.
Driven by scientific advances, new regulations.
Evolving patient needs.
And one of the biggest trends we're seeing is this rise of personalized medicine.
Personalized medicine, yeah.
It sounds kind of futuristic.
It does a bit, doesn't it?
So break it down for me. What exactly does that mean?
Well, it's the idea of tailoring treatments to individual patients.
Okay.
Based on their genes, their lifestyle, environmental factors, all of that.
So moving away from that one-size-fits-all approach.
Exactly. Developing therapies that are more precise and effective.
So instead of prescribing the same drug to everyone with a condition,
Right.
doctors can choose the best treatment for each patient.
Based on their specific needs.
That's okay. I'm starting to get it. But how does this affect companies like Cenra?
It creates both challenges and opportunities.
Okay, how so?
On one hand, they need to develop more sophisticated manufacturing processes.
Right, because you can't afford any mistakes.
Exactly. Quality control has to be top-notch for personalized therapies.
Makes sense.
But on the other hand, it opens up a whole new market for them.
Okay, so smaller, more targeted patient groups.
Exactly. Niche therapies for specific needs.
So it's a risk, but a big potential reward.
That's a good way to put it.
They have to invest in new technologies, adapt their operations.
But if they do it right, they're in a great position.
To capitalize on this growing market.
Absolutely.
Okay, so personalized medicine, that's one big trend. What else is impacting the pharmaceutical industry?
Well, another big one is the increasing complexity of medications.
Okay.
Particularly when it comes to biologics.
We talked about biosimilars before, but what exactly are biologics and why are they getting so complex?
Biologics are derived from living organisms, bacteria, yeast, even human cells.
Wow.
And they're much larger and more complex than those traditional small molecule drugs.
Okay.
So it's harder to develop them, manufacture them, even just characterize them.
So it's like going from building with Legos to
Yeah.
building an actual, skyscraper or something.
That's a great analogy. And this complexity, it creates a hurdle for companies.
Because they need special expertise, sophisticated equipment
Meticulous quality
to
control.
make sure these biologics are safe and effective.
Exactly.
But Cenra, with their dual expertise in synthetic and biotech APIs,
Yeah.
they seem well equipped to handle this.
They've been investing in their biotechnology capabilities for a while now.
And they've got a proven track record with biologics.
They do.
So they're not just watching from the sidelines, they're right in the thick of it.
They're active players in this evolving field. Absolutely.
And it's not just traditional biologics either, right?
Right. They're exploring cell and gene therapies, too.
Cell and gene therapies. That sounds even more futuristic.
It does, doesn't it? It involves modifying a patient's cells or genes.
To treat or even prevent disease.
Exactly. It's a revolutionary approach with huge potential.
Wow. But I imagine it's incredibly complex and expensive.
It is, for sure. These therapies are still in early stages.
Still a lot of challenges to overcome.
Absolutely. But Cenra is already investing, research, partnerships.
They recognize the potential.
They do. They're not just focused on the present. They're looking ahead.
To the future of healthcare.
To the future.
So we've got all these trends, personalized medicine,
Complex biologics.
cell and gene therapies.
All shaping the future of the industry.
How is Cenra responding to all of this? How are they preparing for these changes?
Well, one key strategy is investing in R&D, especially in areas like peptide drug development, biosimilars.
Right, like that 15% reinvestment we talked about before.
Exactly. That shows their dedication to innovation.
It's not just about profits. It's about reinvesting in the future.
They're not just sitting on their money, they're putting it to work.
And they're expanding their manufacturing capabilities too, right?
They are building state-of-the-art facilities to handle these new therapies.
So they're thinking about the science, A&D, the infrastructure.
To bring these innovations to the market.
It's a big picture approach.
They're also forming partnerships,
Okay.
with other companies, research institutions.
Recognizing that collaboration is key.
It's essential in this complex industry. They're building an ecosystem of innovation
Bringing the best minds together.
to accelerate development.
And let's not forget about sustainability.
Absolutely. It's not just good for the planet.
It's good for business too.
Consumers and investors, they want companies that align with their values.
Cenra gets that.
They do.
It's not just about doing good. It's about smart business.
And thinking long term.
Building a sustainable model for the future.
Exactly.
Well, this deep dive into Cenra has been eye-opening.
It
We've
has.
seen how they've grown, how they've adapted.
From a small API manufacturer in Taiwan to a global leader in innovation.
It's an inspiring story.
It is a testament to their vision, their commitment to excellence.
Their belief in the power of science to, well, to make a difference.
And it's a good reminder that even in a challenging industry like pharmaceuticals,
Yeah.
companies can find success by balancing profit with purpose,
Innovation with tradition.
global reach with local impact.
That's a great way to put it.
It's an inspiring story, and I think this is just the beginning for Cenra,
Yeah, I think so too. They seem poised for even more growth and innovation,
shaping the future of healthcare.
making a difference worldwide.
Absolutely.
And that's a wrap on our deep dive into Cenra API solutions.
It's been a pleasure.
Thanks for joining us on this journey of exploring pharmaceutical innovation.
And the companies pushing the boundaries.
It's been a fascinating conversation. Until next time, keep exploring the world of
Science and technology.
and all the amazing things happening in it.
Absolutely.